Hello everyone. We want to start today with saying congratulations for making it all the way to the end. This 10th episode is going to conclude the case cracking series we have developed for you. And before we go any further, we want to say a huge thank you to everyone who was involved. The case coaches, the alumni, the technical staff, and of course our own Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences.
Today is a big day. Everything we did before leads up to today. Now it is your chance to shine. The moment has come to present your findings in front of your audience. The audience, including the case company, is excited to hear about your solution. As the time is ticking and you are lined up in front of the door that takes you up to the auditorium, you can hear your team name announced. The door opens and you are invited to step in. What to pay attention to, Hans?
Well, there are many things to address. Firstly, that your physical appearance matters. So I'm wearing a suit today, and I think that should be the case when you present the case. Ripped jeans or a t-shirt are great, but not for this occasion. To be perceived as a professional is better to dress like a business professional. You don't have to overdo it, of course, but casual clothes should be ignored. Then you want to keep in mind how your audience perceives your message on stage. And you want to show your solution is the best, and you want to be convincing. So a positive body language helps you convey that message.
Indeed. Stand up straight and firm, with eyes looking forward and your arms open. Keep the eye contact. This conveys courage and directness. Do not focus on one person or a single point in the distance. Rather, share your attention and address your whole audience when you speak. If you look at a fixed point all the time, especially to the ground, the external perception of you is that you're either shy or not fully present.
Yeah.
A hand placement like this conveys that you don't care, whereas if I put my hands behind my back all the time, shows that I have something to hide. It's good to know these things, because your audience can pick these signals up, and even if you want to sound convincing, you will not succeed. You need to be positive on the stage to achieve good results.
Right. But what if you don't feel comfortable? Anxiety, to a certain extent, that's acceptable. After all, it's your big day. But whenever possible, try to turn such feelings into positive energy, like enthusiasm. If you still feel anxious or stressed, we recommend you breathing techniques a few minutes before you present. Those really help. This will calm you down. Also pay attention to your speaking technique. So your pace, pitch, tone, and how and where you take pauses influences your message. When you talk, you want to be energetic and passionate, but do not hurry. Stay calm and focused and try to articulate properly. Your audience should clearly hear everything you say. We know it's a lot, but like many other things, these things will come naturally after many hours of practice. Don't worry about that. But of course, only if you know what to pay attention to and how to improve.
Preparation is important, not only on a personal level, but also as a team.
Yeah.
Just like with cracking a case, a joint effort is needed. When you are in a competition, the jury will also assess your on-stage teamwork. But regardless, you want to show teamwork. So, consider the following. Split up the presentation in equal parts between the team members. This way you will have a healthy balance and an equal contribution. Assign the parts based on your skills, expertise, or your contribution to the solution. So you will be speaking of topics you understand best, and ideally, the best speaker will do the introduction and the closing words. When you aren't speaking, that doesn't mean you should be doing nothing. Rather, you want to show support towards your presenting teammate by looking at him or her, looking engaged and occasionally nodding in agreement. Lastly, try not looking too much at your slides when you present. Face your audience the whole time and only look at the presentation slides for the bare minimum.
Yeah, and know when you take over during a presentation. Very important. To have a smooth transition, you can include small bridging sentences. Like, for example, now let me pass over to Josh. Or now Anne will walk you through our financials. Things like that. Yeah? These moments help the audience to keep their focus, and at the same time you can also prepare them to what is coming next. And make sure you have sufficient time to finish on a high note. And once you have given all the information content-wise, you want to have around, let's say, half a minute in which you can wrap up, highlight your solution again, and nicely finish. And then you can kindly state that you're open for questions.
And with that, the Q&A session kicks off. During this time, the jury will ask you questions. It could be that something was unclear, or they just want to know more of a particular topic.
Yeah.
They will ask you for it. The advice we have given for you for the presentation applies here too. Talk clearly and to the point, stand and look straight, and show confidence. Now that you need to come up with answers on the spot, it is even more important to keep it together and show faith in your solution.
Yeah, and do not forget to show supportive behavior whenever you're not speaking. Especially during the Q&A, I think. And of course, multiple questions will come. And you want to know when to answer. You want to avoid situations where, let's say, several team members start speaking at the same time. That's not good. Therefore, agree on small clues to show your intention that it is you who will answer the question. And that can be a small nod, or you can take a small step forward, things like that. Answer clearly and politely. And if there's something you want to add to build on your teammate's answer, feel free to do so, no problem. You can prepare, by the way, for most of these questions if you critically assess your story before the presentation. Sometimes this can even help you to prevent questions. If something is still unclear to you, you can be almost certain it will be unclear to the jury too. So you want to avoid that. Hopefully, by the end of the Q&A session, you will have convinced the jury of your solution.
Presentations are often in person. However, you also need to be prepared to solve and present a case completely online.
Yeah, online. Before you even present, you want to have the basic things right. So, have a solid internet connection. It might sound obvious, but test it with your team, very important. Make sure your webcam works and reduce clutter behind you. A messy room or a busy office doesn't give a nice impression. Then ensure proper lighting, so you're clearly visible to your audience. Do not sit either too close or too far, and position yourself within the frame of your webcam preview and adjust the webcam to your eye level. And lastly, turn off all devices that can interfere with your presentation.
Presenting online, in essence, is not too different from presenting in person. But it's good to know that your audience may experience way more potential distractions virtually. And you only have a handful of tools to keep them engaged. Your body language and overall presence has less impact on your audience, so you need to emphasize more on your voice. You need to be even more persuasive, speak with much clarity, and avoid hitting a monotone voice. It's also more important to have a visually strong presentation, because the focus is on what is happening on the screen. Be aware, you will also see the presentation on your own screen. This, while it helps you not to lose track, also makes you more susceptible to reading. It's safe to assume that your audience can read too, so make sure that when you present, you tell a story instead of reading your slides.
Yeah, right. And we are convinced that either in person or online, you will have a wonderful time cracking cases and presenting them. Trust us. Our experience, and in fact our alumni experience as well, shows that the learning curve you can achieve is really steep, and the challenges you overcome as a team enormously contribute to your professional development.
And besides, it's not only a challenging journey, but also a fun one and a rewarding one. We're glad we could introduce you to case cracking, and we hope you had a good time following us in this series. Let us know how we did. If you navigate to the website you see on the screen, which we also put in the description under this video, you can leave your comments and remark on our blog. We are curious to hear if you learned anything and if you put that into practice. Tell us, how did case cracking help you? We're looking forward to reading your comments.
Yeah, we absolutely do, Britta. And if you're there anyway, use our website to access more information on case cracking. There's a lot of information, a lot of testimonials, videos, really nice stuff. And feel free to contact us. Thank you for your attention and we wish you all the best.